Okay, so this is Mrs. Heisenbill again, and today I'm going to draw on isometric paper and give you another example. This, I took my original cube, which was like this, and I just took one of the little plastic block pieces off and put it up in the center on the top to make a slightly more complicated shape so that we can kind of try some more interesting isometric drawing pieces. So I always like to start on a front line like this. So on this grid paper, I'm going to do 2 open spaces as one plastic block. So I'm going to start by drawing that first line, which is 2 open spaces. But notice I have another line here that's also 2 spaces, and that's 2 spaces. So I need a total of 6. So I'm just going to draw them all at once. There's 4, there's 6. Okay? So now I'm going to come back on an angle 4 open spaces to get these lines here at the bottom. And see how they line up nice and easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move my ruler here and do 1, 2, 3, 4 over there. And then you can see that from this top, I also have this line here, which goes back 4. So from 1, 2, so from right there, I'm going to follow that diagonal, and notice it gives me a nice parallel line. And I'm going to go back. How far am I going to go back? So from this, I also have to go back 4. So there we go. There's 4. So that it's parallel to the one I already did and should be the same length. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So now I have this front edge, I have this top line, I have this bottom line, and now I'm going to make a back line that comes up 4 on both sides. So I'm going to start from over here on the very bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so now you say, okay, well, it just looks like you're drawing the same thing, except that what I haven't done is I haven't drawn the negative space here yet. So I need to do that. So I'm going to come over here to this 2 and that 2, and you probably see where I'm going with this. I'm going to connect them here to make that negative space in the center. So that you can see that there's an open space there. So then this is going to come up and back over and all that, but I find it easier to start on the outside corner. And so I'm going to come in 2 and come in 2, and then from there I can come down 2. See right there? So I'm going to come in 2 and down 2. And same thing here. I'm going to come in from this side 2 open spaces. Remember, you always do the spaces, not the dots. And then I'm going to go down 2. And so now I have this side. And the one thing I don't have is I don't have this, there we go, top of this open space. So now we're almost done with that section, except that I need to be able to see these grids and have this come up and form this one up here. So as you can see, this comes back along this straight line 4, all the way to the back. So I'm going to do that by lining up my diagonal. And I just use my ruler, 1, 2, 3, and 4, to get all the way back in there. And I'm really not measuring. I'm just using my ruler for straight lines. So there, now I have that. And then, notice, I'm going to come here, there's a line, and here, there's a line. And then on top, I have one more to do. So this guy has to go up from here 2. And he's got to go up 2 over here. 1, 2. And so now I have, what I don't have is I don't have that center piece. Yes, I do. It's right here. Here's my center. See it? So if I wanted to, I could erase this. It would make it slightly easier to see, I suppose. So now you can probably see, without even using the ruler now, that there is my box on top. So what some people find really helpful is to color in every other one. So in this case, I'm just gonna, so that the grids themselves, so it kind of ends up looking a little bit like a Rubik's Cube, so that it's a little bit easier to see, and so you can kind of get the idea of how that works. So that is isometric paper with a slightly more complicated math cube to practice on.